Meeting doctor here. You might be surprised to learn that as a doctor of meeting science, I actually work around and with a lot of doctors. And so, for that reason, I actually started to think a lot about the challenges that doctors and other healthcare professionals experience. And one of the things that stood out to me and started to be something that I was concerned about was this issue of burnout among doctors, among physicians. In fact, there's some really interesting statistics from actually 2020, so relatively recent statistics about physicians and burnout. So just want to make sure the numbers are. Got my notes over here. 44% of physicians are burned out. Right, that's almost half of the doctors, right, that are treating people are burned out. And remember, burnout is something that if you are, you're not. If you are burned out, you're not working at 100%. It's like saying, okay, someone who is 50% or 20% of their capacity, of their brain capacity, of their energy, of their effort, having them do their job anyway. Now, sure, there are some jobs out there where if a person is at, you know, half power, half their energy and effort is there, it's probably not going to be the end of the world. Right? No one's going to get hurt. The job's probably still going to get done to a satisfactory level, but um, they're not going to do great. Right? If a doctor is working at half power, 50% of their capacity, now we got a problem because they're doing stuff with people, and people could get hurt, or the doctor could get hurt. Right? So 96% of doctors, of physicians, are affected by this, right? And it costs people and the healthcare system over $6.3 billion annually in the US alone. This epidemic, this challenge of burnout among physicians. And so I started to think about that a lot and started to investigate that not only from a meeting science perspective, but from an occupational health psychology perspective, because that's where my training is. That's why I'm a doctor of occupational psychology. That's why I'm doctor, the meeting doctor. I investigate the symptoms that people are experiencing when it comes to some of these organizational factors like meetings to try to understand how can we improve their well-being. And so this got my attention. And it kind of overlaps with some of this, collaboration and meeting stuff that I've been kind of talking about for a while. So we'll talk more about this, but be mindful of this. If you get into a situation where you're meeting with a doctor and they look tired, um, I'm not saying that you can't be tired. You can be tired and not burned out, but just as a consumer of healthcare, you know, be careful out there. See you next time.